welcome back to another Martin's Home and Garden Houseplant of the Week. This week we are talking about the Ctenanthe Setosa. These guys are known for their really unique, beautiful foliage. It's kind of like this silvery blue color with a really cool pattern on them. They are native to Brazil, meaning they love tropical conditions. They are in the prayer plant family, meaning they will kind of fold up like praying hands at night, which is really cool to watch. They look really similar to calatheas, and they oftentimes get mislabeled as calatheas, but they are closely related to them. However, fun fact, they are way less fussy than your typical calathea, which is good if you want the look of one, but not all of the hassle. They will get around 3 feet tall indoors, and they are not toxic. So if you have pets or kids at home, this is a really good option for you. But we are going to show you how to care for this beautiful guy today. The first thing we'll talk about is lighting requirements for the Ctenanthe. They like a bright indirect light. They're used to that forest canopy of the jungles in Brazil. So they will not tolerate any kind of direct sun. If you have a window that you just are wanting to put this in that gets a lot of direct sun, move this several feet away from that window, and that should be the perfect lighting conditions. Just don't let that direct sun touch the leaves or it will burn them and they'll get all crispy and brown. It will tolerate kind of a moderate brightness to low light, but it definitely does prefer that bright indirect lighting. These plants do like to be babied when it comes to watering. Wait for the top 2 inches of the soil to dry. If you stick your finger down in the soil up to like your middle knuckle, that should be like perfect. Just let that amount dry out between waterings. They do like a consistently moist soil, so don't let it completely dry out. They will very quickly, if they dry out all the way, turn really crispy. The leaves will start to curl up. If you're seeing that happen, give your plant a good saturating with water and it should perk back up. But like I said, even though they don't want to dry out completely, they also don't want to be soggy on the other side of the spectrum of things. If you keep the soil too soggy, they can still be prone to root rot, even though they do like that moist soil. These guys also really love humidity, being from the tropical regions of Brazil. So giving them a moderate to high level of humidity is going to be perfect for these guys. Their leaves will get crispy. They'll start to curl just like they would if they were being underwatered, if they're not getting enough humidity. We have a whole video on why humidity is important and how you can increase humidity in your home, which will be linked right up here. Keep these away from drafts and heaters as well, because that will also make the leaves crispy and decrease the humidity around these guys. For soil for these guys, they want a well-draining mix. Even though they like their soil moist, they still need it to be well-draining to avoid root rot. Mixing your soil with a peat moss or a perlite or both is going to be the best option. This is Espoma organic peat moss. You can mix like 1 part of an indoor mix with peat moss and then mix it with 1 part of perlite. This is the same brand, just Espoma organic perlite. Or sometimes African violet soils come kind of pre-mixed with a really good amount of peat moss and perlite and indoor soil as well, all mixed together. So you could just get an African violet mix and plant these in there as well, and that would be a really good option. So the last thing we'll talk about today is pests. These guys can be prone to getting certain kinds of pests, particularly spider mites and mealybugs. We actually have a whole video on how to get rid of mealybugs on your plants, which will be linked right up here right now. Mealybugs are very annoying, but they can get on your plant, but you can get rid of them. It is possible to get rid of both spider mites and mealybugs, so they shouldn't be too much trouble. That is all that we have for you guys today. We will see you guys next week. Bye!